Okay, game 2 review of First Stand Finals. Welcome back. We just did game 1. It was a very interesting review. I definitely walked away from it feeling like Knight got thrown under the bus by his jungle support a bit more than I did when I was watching it live. However, I think that Skewmon kept up an incredible rate of play and forced BLG onto the defensive, and G2 did a very good job of forcing BLG to use summoners defensively. Let's get into game 2 and let's get into this draft. Okay, so let's have a look at these bans first off. So these are the same first bans from BLG, same first bans from G2. So the same first bans on both sides, so nothing has changed there. First pick Pantheon. Pantheon doesn't have a crazy amount of losing matchups, and one of them is the Poppy, at least sometimes in the early game, and that's out of the pool. So now Skewmon is probably thinking about Xin Zhao, I guess. You're thinking about Xin Zhao, right? What else are you thinking about? I mean, technically you could do something like Nocturne as well. Although Nocturne has significantly less early playmaking potential, you can fight pretty well, and your combos into mid-game are really, really good. Anything else that immediately crops up there? Not so sure. There's stuff like Bard. Bard is still very strong. In terms of other bot laners, well, Varus is gone. Yeah, I know that Skewmon is a Wukong enjoyer, but I don't think Wukong can fight early enough for this kind of meta. Like, you need to play early game jungles for someone like G2. I think that you need Skewmon to just consistently be able to make plays, because G2's game plan revolves around Skewmon's very, very good ability to choose fights and execute them very, very well. He is the best engaged player on G2. Give him the ability to engage and start fights. The stuff's like the Bard. What else is there in terms of AD carries? I guess there's MF, maybe, if you want pushing lane. Let's have a look and see what they think of their 1-2. Yeah, Bard is good because it's lane dominant, it's an enchanter, it gives you some engage, it allows you to be lane dominant whilst also having some of the better parts of an engage support. And I would imagine it's a Xin Zhao alongside it. You don't have to lock it here, but it's kind of seen as a faux pas to blind pick both pick. It's seen as a bit of a faux pas to like lock both picks on these two here. Like if you lock in blind picks here, then it's a bit of a problem, because that means that actually BLG can counter pick there. Oh, and they do go for the Mundo. And this is an issue for me. This is an issue because Mundo can't make plays off like quickly. Well, like, can't make snap plays. We'll put it that way. Can't make snap plays. And that's a big part of how G2 destroyed BLG in game 1. They made snap plays, kept their flashes on cooldown, and it forced them into a really, really bad spot. And then what BLG do is they can remove the Ezreal from the Bard. There's no karma for it, but you could go like Ezreal Nico, and then you've got a very strong pushing bot lane with double engage threat. You can go Nico here if you want. And they go for the Shen. Okay, so they go for the Shen instead. So Shen is actually surprisingly good versus double ranged bot lanes, and also a lot of Bard's damage comes through his auto attacks, which you can then shield with your W, the Spirit's Refuge. And they go for the Corki as like one of the best kind of self-sufficient AD carries whilst also having a strong early laning phase. Also has a lot of ability damage, which goes through Shen's Spirit's Refuge. Hey, Mobile Legends, good to see you. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Then into the second round. I mean, BLG have double globals already. Technically, this is a flex, but it should be support. On really likes this champion, and Bin's never played it in his life, so it's very, very likely going into support. And also means that Broken Blade can't play the Shen as well. Yes, very true. Okay, so ban away the Mel. That means that typically you're thinking about Twisted Fate. You think about Twisted Fate when you see the Mel ban. That's what you think. I guess G2 might think about Galio. They might think about Galio just to kind of contest globals, but it's hard to blind pick that. You have a front line in the Mundo. You don't necessarily need that elsewhere. What does G2's comp look like right now? It looks like Mundo just walking around farming up a storm, occasionally bullying out people from the map and not making snap plays. My worry is Mundo's going to walk up into the area of a map. Pantheon's going to ult to another area of the map and you can't be there in time. Mundo needs to spot the Pantheon coming a mile off, but you just can't do that against globals. He's just too slow to the play. And I think that, yeah, Caps is... He's thinking about Twisted Fate, maybe. Renekton away? Yeah, because what BLG want to do... BLG want to ban away self-sufficient champions. They want to ban away self-sufficient champions. Why? They want to make sure that if they dive someone, they kill them. That's what they want. So they want to make sure that they can't, like, do that. So now you're thinking about, what else are you thinking about? You're thinking about, like, what? Cassante? I suppose you could let them have the Cassante Scion, but you don't have the Gnar to beat that now. I guess you could go Gwen. If you go, what you can do is you can then say, well, okay, by banning stuff like the Renekton, technically the Renekton's a ban against Ambessa as well. Does BB really want to play Ambessa into bin, though? If you ban away the Renekton, BB could still pick tanks, but then Bin can pick an anti-tank champion into it. Oh, right, with the Renekton, you're looking... Sorry, no, with the Renekton ban, you're also looking at Ambessa. My bad, I got that the wrong way around, yeah. BLG are looking for the Ambessa, and that would mean that with stuff like Ambessa Pantheon, you just instant pick someone off. And eventually someone like Mundo just immediately just insta-loses to an Ambessa, because she just heals off of the Mundo too much and kills him too quickly. Just too much percent pen, too much healing. Yeah, the Jax, again, another kind of champion which is very self-sufficient and very easy to weak side. I know that he's a carry, but he's actually very easy. It's very easier for him to survive a dive against a Pantheon. And they blind pick the LeBlanc. Why do they blind pick a LeBlanc? Do they think it's their only blind pickable champion? If you pick Ahri, Knight maybe go... Well, Knight goes Akali and just rocks your shit again, presumably. What else have you got? Camille Galio goes half for BLG. Camille's actually not bad here. Yeah, Camille's actually not too... Well, Camille's a little bad into Bard, because Bard can like ult the target which Camille's ults and it defends it. But yeah, I think if you go Gwen... Oh, Jax is one of the few... Jax and Yorick are two good matchups into the Gwen, and they're both gone. So there's actually not that much left against the Gwen. I guess it's the Akali top lane if you play it. In fact, actually, if BB wants to play Akali top, isn't that super Kino here? And then Knight goes for the Galio, which is... Like, it protects against the burst target. Also, the great thing about Galio is that if Mundo ever goes melee range, he never leaves the fight. His passive only gets to be popped once, obviously. He only gets to pop it against one piece of CC. And just Mundo actually never gets to leave the fight now. So BB goes for the Zarhen. If you're going for the Akali, you'd have double AP solo laners. Galio gets a million... I actually think the Akali's still better, though, because the Akali can actually chase down the Ezreal. If you have an Akali top player, you play Akali top here, despite the fact that you have double AP solo lanes. Do you actually? I mean, there is CC from the Pantheon, but it is really good into the solo lane of the Gwen, and it can chase down the Ezreal. My problem with the Zarhen is, well, no, Zarhen's pretty good against these three champions. Well, it's not great versus the Shen, but it's good against these two champions. And it's mixed against the Gwen. I think Zarhen's meant to beat Gwen in the 1v1. I just think Gwen just has a much happier time against someone like the Mundo. Okay. So there's triple globals from BLG. G2 need to be able to push up, get wards down early, and keep vision control up for the entire game. And they need to, like, typically against global comps, you want to make snap plays onto their globals to make sure that their global champions are, like, without flashes, push back in lane, can't leave lane to use them. G2 got pretty heavily outdrafted here. I don't think it's good that Skumon doesn't have the ability to make snap plays and remove summoners from BLG. I don't think that's good at all. Okay, let me move my camera back. Here, move that. Yeah, I think that G2 got pretty heavily outdrafted. When it comes to team fights, LeBlanc is literally there just to be a winning lane. And occasionally assassinating the Ezreal if you're ahead. But the LeBlanc is just not going... Like, LeBlanc doesn't like playing against Gwen, really. Doesn't like playing against Pantheon because of the point and click. Everyone's going to get a Channel onto them. There's a Galliol as well. There's like so many different things. Like, you're pretty good versus Ezreal. Everyone else, I just feel like they really have some issues with you. Mundo was part of their first picks for sure. I think that the Mundo stylistically is bad for G2 because I think that Skewmond really wants to have the ability to make snap plays, control the pace of the game, and like just make sure that BLG are very, very respectful of every pocket of Fog of War. Shun starts with Q, gets to walk at Mundo. That's even worse for him. The Mundo can't protect himself level 1. One of the big things which let's actually slow this down. I hate that we don't get to see this. So Mundo walks up topside, puts a ward onto Raptors. They put one ward here. Notice there's a big group bot side. What this means is that basically BLG are defending against like LeBlanc walking up and putting a ward here, putting wards in Tribrush, or rather into the Pixel Brush. Viper puts a ward in here. Caps backs off, and that gives Shun the go button. Now, what that ward in Tribrush means is that BLG won't really be able to get bush control over double range bot lane, which is a problem. But like Pantheon just destroys Mundo level 1. The first couple of levels of the game, Pantheon really destroys the Mundo. I just don't think you can pick something with a losing jungle matchup against Shin. I don't think you can do that. And then because Skewmon tanks red buff and then also gets okay. So Labrov walks away from lane knowing that he needs to be in bot jungle. He does need to be there. And he can get there first because it's on his side of the map. Flash away from the wall stun saves him the damage. But Shun can just walk up with an empowered Q maybe, or he just auto attack for the empowered Q. Yep, he has empowered Q now. He actually has damage threat now. Empowered Q smite is insanely strong. Oh, it's really... Hang on, how close does that get? How close does that get? How close does that get? That gets like to 1 HP. That gets like 1 HP. Are you kidding me? Oh my god, it's 1 HP. It's the Q. Skewmon smites it 1 HP too early. That almost saves the game. That legitimately almost saves the game. Shun doesn't smite because he's looking for his own Q smite. Should Shun have body blocked that? If he body blocks that... Does he think On is going to body block it? Oh, I think that On should have body blocked that because he can dash out. And then should be able to Q smite. But the taunt, okay, it works out, but I actually think that On should body block the Mundo Q. On should never go on bot anyway. I think he can, because that means that, like, he doesn't have passive, right? Mundo has passive. So you can't kill the Mundo. You get to get something out here. So Shun gets level 2. That is heartbreak for Skewmond. That is heartbreak for Skewmond. No, watch how much damage. Okay, what happens here? No, that's really, really close. The taunt also does damage. Let's slow it down even more. So 760 smites through a 600 level 1, right? So the Shen taunt hit. Oh, it's the Shen taunt plus the Mundo Q which brings it down into here. So On's taunt through the camp very nearly gives Skewmon the buff. I think On almost throws that, by the way. He probably should have body blocked the Mundo Q. And he shouldn't have randomly taunted the red buff which does damage to it. Because let's watch this again. How much damage does it do? So it's on 760. It does about 50 damage, and then the Q does... So it's on 8... What's it on? It's on 760. It does about 50 damage. Q hits from Mundo, does about 110 damage. Yeah, so the Mundo Q does about 110 damage, and that brings it almost... That is terrifying. That legitimately almost costs the early game. That is something else. I didn't expect to be seeing that in a review. And then the taunt does hit onto Labrov. Unless the plan was to combo it up with like taunt and Pantheon Q, but in that case it wasn't coordinated at all. They get the flash out of Labrov. Look, all's well that ends well. Shen's taunt doesn't damage creeps, but it does do on jungle camps. Is one of the things they made to do Shen taunt viable. Mundo Q is 80 damage. I mean, because of jungle item, remember you do more to jungle camps, remember. So watch how much it does here. I think it's just that. Yeah, it does about 110. It does like let's have a look at this again. 50 damage from the Shen's Horn. It's about, it is 110 damage there. A reminder that you do get a little bit of extra damage from your jungle item as well. Oh man, that is just so crap for Skewmond. If he gets that, then, well look, it's a really good invade. It's a really good invade. It's a really good invade. It's propped up by the fact that, look, one of the ways that G2 beat GENG was by having very, very good level 1 jungle wards to give Skewmond the right amount of information to get on the right place of the map. Skewmond does not, like, Mundo does not want to be fighting level 1. BLG will punish you for this kind of matchup. That is so close. It's so close. Yeah, Mundo needs a full clear. He can't really do shit early. And again, like, Vega V2 is like getting on my shit for saying that Mundo was a bad pick for the tournament because basically the team identities of this tournament all required early activity and constant playmaking ability from jungle. And he was saying, well, you know, G2 didn't need that at Worlds. Well, role quests have happened since Worlds. And I think that G2 have become more practiced with Skewmond becoming a leader for the team. So I disagree with him quite heavily, actually. And I think that I don't think he understood my point about team identities, really. Because it definitely applied to Inspired as well. Because the thing with Lion is that Lion are a team that get really quite confused, I think, when Inspired's not making plays. And something like Mundo just doesn't have that rate of playmaking ability. Very strong individual champion. You know, like, the champion farms very well, becomes a damage threat, it can face check anything, can bully out areas of the map, but he needs a little while to get rolling. Oh, Viper makes a mistake here, by the way, because this is actually a huge play from G2. I remember this happening live. So Viper lands the W, and then he doesn't use it in the trade. The W wears off on Hans Sama. Hans gets to stack up Conqueror, and while Labrov dies, like, Viper doesn't have the damage. If he had another W onto Hans, he, I think, on kills. So that's a yeah, it definitely kills if Hans gets another W onto him. Hey, thanks JP, appreciate you. Oh, I've loved you, Connor, since 2020. Were you here for the LJL days? That's so sweet. Oh, I miss the LJL days. And then Skewmond gets to walk over and get a kill. Oh, that's huge for him, man. Oh, man, that's huge for him. So he is still down in farm, but, like, Viper actually makes the mistake there by early casting the W and not using it. Yeah, I miss the LJL days. I was catching up with Lexi, actually, from back then, not too long ago. Okay, so let me just see what's happening in the map again here. So Pantheon's gone from red side to red side. What's Skewmond done? Skewmond went to his top side camps. Shun did all of his top side camps as well. Mundo immediately passed back down pot side. He wants to go towards his Krugs, but then also pick up a free kill as well, I guess. Walking over the pink ward to make sure that On can't get out. And he also is not seen. Yeah, like Lexi, Sam, and I, we still talk occasionally. I mean, Sam and I, because we're brothers, right? But Lexi and I, we don't live in the same city anymore, but yeah, I appreciate Lexi. He's doing a lot of Riftbound content right now. So Bin is fine top lane. Shun is so far ahead. Labrov is still level 1, but I mean, Bard is Bard, Q is a Q. Mid lane's going well for Knight, for Caps rather. You go back, both AD carries have a kill, but you're up CS, not that bad. The fact that they donated that gold in Skewmond kind of ruins the whole level 1, which was the point. You're trying to put I mean, Caps needs to be lane bullying. If he doesn't lane bully, he's not going to do shit. Shun gets to walk over because Knight has the push in mid. Wait, what does Shun get from that? Does he get one of the small ones or does he get the big one? He gets some of the small ones, okay. Shun could go for an extended Q range and stop the recall there, I guess. Hey, Katara, good to see you. Hangs around bot side, sees that Krugs have been cleared. Hans just doesn't get to do shit. Even with the early kill, he's still been zoned out of so much CS. Okay, this is a big dive. I remember this now as well. Okay, so what's happening here? I'm just going to go back and just see what... So, the HP at this point. Hans and Labrov shouldn't die from this point. Hans gets hit by a W, though. Walks up and gets traded onto. And then he gets hit by that as well. Yeah. Okay, this goes from 10 seconds before undivable to, oh my god, you're going to die. So you should never lose that amount of HP. Empowered Q just to get the extra damage. Sits on the extra edge of aggro range. Does have red buff, so you can take up aggro pretty easily there. Hang on, does On need to be stood on that part of the wall? I guess you get stunned by the minions, right? Is anyone else running bot side? No. Oh, red. Oh, the minions die. Okay. What cooldowns do they have? Because he gets hit by the taunt. The taunt's a really long cooldown. Does Viper have double? What does Viper have here? They don't use the Pantheon W yet. Good body blocking from Labrov. Viper can't do shit there. Could Viper have taken aggro then E'd out? Like right here. Let's have a look. Right here, can Viper take aggro? I'm pretty sure he can take aggro, and that means that the minions don't die. I know that AD carries normally shouldn't. Normally, you would have expected this to work out, right?
BLG though shouldn't gonna take a couple of shots, and LeBron will get one in response.
Okay, let's go back to the start of the dive here. Pantheon takes aggro now. Viper auto attacks, misses his Q, but it's a Valkyrie, so whatever. And then he should be auto attacking now, right? Because he's still in aggro range. Viper's not aggroing. Viper's just not auto attacking. You know, I mean, now no one's taking aggro. He gets it now. Yeah, Viper should have taken. He should have autoed while Shun was taking aggro there. So that's a messy dive. That's a messy dive. Shun dies. It's a 10-second recall. Technically, it's a quick recall and it's a kill to Labrov. That's annoying. It's early game enough that the recall, he's not dead long enough for Skewmon to do that much. But, well, no, Skewmon is catching back up again in farm. Like, Skewmon has been bailed out of this early game because of a couple of mistakes from Viper, really. Because the bot lane play caused a lot of issues in the initial zone off of the tower. And then this dive here should not have been this... Yeah, they shouldn't have been able to take, like, put this many tower shots onto BLG. Hans is still in a bad spot, though. Hans is still in a very bad spot, in fact.
Against BFX, against GENG, it was all about Hun Summer getting these leads in lane and then being able to carry the game alongside LeBron and Skewmon later on. Now BLG looking to punish him once again. Caps jumping in onto Knight. Down to 200.
Knight's very... Wait, Knight doesn't get anything back on him there. Because when you're playing as the Galio versus the... Could he have E'd into him? Actually might have been able to E into him. I think maybe he's afraid of Skewmon being around. He has flash. Because if he E's this way, might actually be able to catch Caps. He gets hit by the W damage, man. Hey, Orca, great to see you. Does Caps just jump over the Q? Yeah, he jumps over the Q. That's good from Caps. Oh, if the E... No, he actually bops back, so it means that he wouldn't have gotten hit by the E anyway. Well, maybe he would have been if it was on the return location. But then I think Knight would have been able to get phase rush if it was off cooldown. Okay. So how much do they know about this? They know that they're on Krugs. Now they definitely know. Labrov has heal and flash. Initially I thought this was a bad play for GT, but the Krugs make... Hang on, Skewmon actually gets Krugs there. No? Let's slow this down. Yeah, Skewmon No, he gets 15 gold, so he doesn't get the big one, right? Wait, who the heck gets that? Who the heck gets that? Well, no, it's I think that's Shun because of the color of the smite, no? No, 122 and the 15... Wait, let's have a look. 34. I guess we'll see it go up a little bit in a bit after. I guess it was... No, it's Skewmon. Skewmon gets it. Skewmon gets it. So he has to clear through the Krugs, otherwise he can't hit enough. He can actually use the E to... He uses the E to go through On and Shun, so the Krug body actually hits both of them there. Hans gets kind of intercepted by Viper, who gets an E on target, which is never a good thing to give an Ezreal. Very good exhaust onto him. Skewmon walks forward, is trying to body block, has level 6 early. Oh, yeah. Wait, he gets level 6 off this play. That's why it goes crazy. He goes level 6. In fact, so Skewmon uses his damage reduction to get the extra damage on the camp so he can get the level up. But that means he doesn't have the damage reduction for now. He's popped his ult. Very low HP. I mean, oh god, that's a disaster, man. He doesn't expect the empowered Q damage as well. So Skewmon uses some of his defensive capability to get the level 6 level up, and then he just doesn't realize how squishy he is.
In the mid lane, Caps was able to kill off Knight as it's a 1-for-1 across the map.
He uses the W to kill the Krugs to get level 6, and he thinks that will be the difference maker, but then he doesn't have his W for the actual big play here. I mean, Skewmon's first part of this fight was actually pretty good, and he's trying to body block Viper, right? Then right here, you can just back off. You can just back off. You're fine. I guess he thinks he's fine, but fully stacked lethal tempo is going to kill you anyway. And then Cap solo kills Knight as well, which is big for him. Because like the LeBlanc is useless unless you start really stomping lane.
As he ends up turning the fight BLG's way. Meanwhile, we need a replay of mid because I've seen the Caps are doing some stuff, but my goodness, Caps is locked in today. What I tell you, man, just ignore, don't analyze, just believe in the magic. I mean, what revenge for him, considering what Knight did to him in the last series where he got 2 back-to-back solo kills, and now he gets a solo.
Yeah, Knight solo killed him like 3 times in the last series. Big for Knight last series, right? However, because he stopped on the recall, he does lose a bit of XP and gold. How much did Knight lose on that last play, though? He's behind half a level. He's not happy at all. Bot lane's still going to shit for G2. Yeah, I'm sure he thought that the regen was enough, but your W is actually a lot of your tankiness, as Rue pointed out. So Caps has been... This is the trade that we saw before. And then Knight jumps out, gets the taunt, actually gets a very good trade back, and then... Wait, the chain doesn't even hit him there. Wait, hang on. Knight, buddy. So the chain doesn't even hit him. The chain hits the minion. The chain, I actually think Knight should live here, 100%, no? So Caps doesn't hit the chain. Auto gets the smash down. Maybe he thinks the minions will kill. But the cannon's not aggroing. The cannon's not aggroing onto him. Cannon hits 1. When's the next auto attack? Oh, the cannon doesn't keep auto attacking. I unironically think if Knight takes a step this way and stops Caps from being able to walk that way, the cannon hits him, and I think that actually Knight kills him. So you notice how he takes the step there? I actually think if he takes the step this way instead, I think Caps actually gets minion blocked and he can't walk that way and he has to, and he dies. Because it takes an extra 2 auto attacks to kill him. I legitimately think if Knight takes a step to the right and auto attacks, I think Caps dies. Because Caps doesn't hit the chain onto him. That's very close. Knight had a really rough series. Watch back what I said about game 1. Game 1 was actually pretty good from him. It was Shernan on that threw him under the bus. This is why we're reviewing this stuff. On first watch back, I thought that Knight really entered that first game. We'll see what happens in the rest of the series, but yeah. That first game in particular, I think, was actually a lot better from Knight than people will give him credit for. Because the series is now over, it's just easier to just say, oh, well, he got shit on. This game, you know, that's not a good solo kill. Knight's been trading really, really well. We'll see how it works outside of lane. Obviously, Cap's getting the better of him right now. Good. Oh, yeah, by the way, when Mundo went for the invade, I think he was the one that got the ward down here in topside. Might have been Caps at some point. Ueno, thanks for the follow. Appreciate you. If anyone else wants to drop a follow, I'd appreciate it an awful lot. This is what I do for a job, streaming. Bot lane is just so unplayable, man. And now Caps has the solo kill. He's got, I don't know whether he would have gone Ult Hunter or whether he would have gone... There's a cup... You could actually go any of the Hunter runes on LeBlanc and you feel pretty okay about it. Treasure Hunter's fine too, actually. Ult fall on top side. That's... I mean, Bin is completely happy here. BB's not managed to deliver on this top lane matchup, really. He's got a phase rush, he should be fine. Yeah, uses his ult. So why does he die here? Not die. Why does he lose his ult here? He's pushing out. Bot lane's on reset. Pantheon does have ult if anything happens. I don't know. Knight shouldn't be doing this. He's trying to cheat his way through this. It's a very good block from Caps. It's very good. The phase rush keeps him alive, and of course there's no cancel left. He's out of range of walls. I remember like when Sam saw this, he was thinking that maybe there could be a flash wall stun, but like look how far he was from the walls, and he's too far away from minions as well. Labrov might have been able to flash behind and Q stun, but I don't think it would have landed in time for the ult animation at this point. Yeah, it wouldn't have landed at that point. Shouldn't Corki Bard be a winning lane? Many bad things happened to G2 at the level 1. And honestly, Viper and On made a lot of mistakes after that too. The zone off of the tower, Viper made a big mistake. It wasn't On making the mistakes, actually. Viper makes a couple of mistakes, both in the zone out beyond the tower. He wastes his first W. And then On makes a big... No, sorry, Viper then makes a big mistake by not auto-attacking in the dive while people had our aggro and ended up taking extra couple of tower shots. That being said, Han still ended up like being denied a bunch of waves and he's still down. So still BLG strategically with the advantage. Nasty attack. Oof, damage. Shun is still very happy though. First item Sunder Sky is nasty. Oh, BB, let's have... now, how close is BB to passive here? Oh yeah, because while this is happening, Shun goes mid, takes a lot of HP off of him, walks up into top river, but like, shouldn't BB immediately back off, knowing this? So BB just doesn't respect the fact that Shun can be topside. And how close was he here to his passive here? He is not actually close. No, initially I thought he was close to his passive. That's just bad from BB. He doesn't track Shun after he leaves mid lane. All the communication wasn't there. And then he wastes his flash for that. So now suddenly Bin is ahead. Shun gets a very good first ult of the game. Shun's very fed as well. Not good reactions there by Knight. Well, I guess Knight didn't want to take a tower aggro, but... Oh, I guess Knight didn't want to get the... Yeah, he could have maybe phase rushed. If he just Q autos, he probably gets phase rush out there. Does Ezreal get first item Triforce now? He's pretty fed. Oh, he stopped off for a tier. No way. Tier and boost. No way. Oh, Bin's overstayed. Does he die? Well, no, Skewmon doesn't have any CC. So no, there's a W there. Puts the W down, puts the ult down, flashes out. Yeah, Mundo can't do shit like Draven. He can't continually make early plays. And then, yeah, BB just didn't traction. So much of this series is, and against GENG as well, was about jungle tracking. You know, pushing lanes to get vision, to get jungle ahead, who then kind of like curtails the enemy jungler. Then your lanes get isolated because your jungler is ahead, and the winning lanes get to keep being ahead. And then they kind of, the cycle goes round and round. Hey, no one. No one, sorry. Norn. My bad on pronunciation there. Caps is continuing to trade well in mid lane, but the problem is when, like, Caps needs to actually go somewhere with this lead. Caps hasn't gone anywhere with this. You know, he's farming well, but he's not going bot lane to help that situation. He's not putting great amount. He's getting some vision control down, but it's not really leading to anything for G2. It didn't stop Shun going topside. If BB dies here as well, he's just not happy. Well, Caps is now defending BB. Knight does have ult potential. Bard ult is just not helpful, I don't think. Let's have a look. So Caps is up here. Grim Deliverance is okay. Bard ult is actively unhelpful. Although I think it's at the edge of his range, which is where he's casting it. I think he might have cast it from edge of range. Everyone goes back to mid lane. Caps' time's been wasted a little bit. BB loses his ult, loses a wave. Or like half a wave. Phase rush means that Knight gets that for free. He has flash, he's never dying then. Knight getting solo kill is definitely not something you expect. But I don't think he's like been like that solo kill was bad, but I don't think his trading's been very good, but at least he's keeping up in farm and he's just on a more useful champion. They've got Shen ult now. They can't stop the Shen ult. BB dies here, right? Because he's got no ult, no flash. Man, they've just not done a very good job of keeping BB in a safe spot. And once again, it's just like even though Caps has winning lane, he's not been able to stop BLG from doing anything. You know, bot lane was already ahead, Shin was already ahead. Like, the LeBlanc needs to do so much. This is why the champion isn't played that much. You need to stomp lane and then go somewhere else with it. Because already the damage is kind of done from BLG. You know, bot lane's ahead, top lane's ahead, Knight is on a more useful champion than you. And it's not like Skewmon can really stop him from doing anything either. Been this final experienced how it was like for Knight most of Winter Split? In what sense? Because Bim was... I mean, the rest of the teams ahead, what Knight was experiencing in Winter Split was like... The rest of the team being super uncoordinated while Knight was really far ahead. But BLG, it's only just Knight just getting solo killed a bit. Which is not great, obviously, for him, but I don't think it's that crazy. Viper... Wait, did Viper use his E? Oh, Viper uses E to get onto Labrov. It's a good taunt onto him. Damage comes through from Ezreal now. Gets the W on target. I actually think Viper makes a mistake taking the dangerous way back to lane. But by pathing that way instead of that way, it means that there's a chance that G2 can outplay. But once again, like, Mundo can't be the one who's making the big plays, you know? Like, all he does is walk at you. He can't force the play. And then Skewmon is not very happy here at all. Has to pop his ult for free. On has Spirit's Refuge, which means he gets to kind of like walk up and ignore some of the auto attack value as well. Yes, Mac, I completely agree. You have to outplay really. That was potentially a very good stun. Does it matter even if it lands though? I'm pretty sure that Viper just flashes over and kills if they commit to that fight. And there's also there's a Gwen teleport. In fact, Gwen is teleporting now. Yeah, exactly. There's a Gwen teleport. Labrov's already used the... Oh, Shun still has ult, by the way. He's empowered E to get the movement speed. Captain Jack with the red buffs on. I mean, Hans is just dead now, no? Bin's currently in a 1v3, but Labrov's gonna die very quickly. Hans getting caught here is so illegal. It's because their retreat out of the jungle is kind of great. Well, hang on. Where's Hans going? Hans then... Oh, no. Hans, you can't path like that. No. There is literally a Pantheon with ult here. There's a Pantheon with ult. Like, you can't walk up here. Skewmon can't get to you in time. Again, he's a Mundo. He moves very slowly. He also doesn't have ults. Labrov's on the other side of the fight and realistically wants to tunnel out. And he's used his ult already. Hans walking up again right here. That gets him killed. Because Shin gets the empowered E. Captain Jack's good, but he's made the mistake already. So he's going to lose both sums for that. And, like, BB just doesn't do enough. Bin very nearly kills, like, 2-3 people. Oh, Shin gets to just pepper them with them Qs now as well. Ezreal can as well. It just so happens that Shin that hits the first skill shot, which kills. Teleport behind from the LeBlanc. Gallia's not here, but now because your Corki's down, your damage is gone. Yeah, there's a lot of low health members. Caps needs to have a crazy fight here, you know? So let's look what he does. I think the first W is bad. I know he's trying to get the extra W over the wall, but because of empowered Pantheon W threat, he can't, especially empowered Pantheon W into Flash Shen Taunt, you can't really get W damage down in this fight. So what's the play? Do you do this? But you don't actually have vision onto the... I need to see them with their vision here. Because if he can get... No, even then, because the problem is, what I was thinking is, if he can get close enough to get like a double sigil trade onto Viper, and then get the chain after, maybe he kills, but he has Exhaust. And Exhaust probably saves him. So I think a Caps goes too early here. I think he should never cast that W. And because they can, by the way, they can literally just see the point here. They can see it in the brush. It's outside the brush. Shun gets jumped onto. He gets smote, empowered Q, W's used, but then I think it's a mistake for Caps to hop back over. I think at that point, because Shin's used the W, then you go in. Because you hop back, that's a huge mistake. You're too slow to the play now. Viper then flash full sends it over the wall. It's a good Bard stun to keep him in place, but LeBlanc can't follow up. If Caps had stayed on this side of the wall, He could have absolutely gone for a flash W onto someone. And I think that Skewmon would have the damage to kill the person in front of him, especially with a flash like auto-E, auto-reset with the Q as well. And then he misses the W, gets hit on the return pad as well. This is an awful fight from Caps. And also another thing too, because he flashes the wall first and then Ws, he can only go back to this spot here. He can only go back to this spot here. He can't go back any further. That's a mess. I mean, he does a good solo kill in lane, but he doesn't spread the pressure, and then he just ends up being just not a very useful champion. And it's the same kind of thing with Skewmon, right? Where, like, he actually gets the kill onto On, he gets ahead in farm, but he's just not a very useful champion in the context of this game. Because Mundo can't keep up with globals, he can't stop Pantheon making plays around him. Yeah, I think that Caps legitimately could have walked away with 3 kills from this fight if he played it better. In like a high roll situation. You need to wait out the Pantheon W and the Shen E. But there's a chance that Skewmon can walk up, use the breadth of his HP bar, and maybe give you space for a triple crate. Especially because you had your Ludens. Wait, did he have Ludens before this fight? Yeah, he absolutely did. Yeah, he absolutely kills there at that point. Especially with Electrocute proc up. Even with, like, so Hans makes a big mistake, Caps makes a big mistake. Yeah, that's sad. Knight's got phase rush, he shouldn't die here. Yeah, he's got phase rush, he's fine. And that's a fight with Knight not even there. So, like, that's a fight where LeBlanc doesn't have to worry about Galio ult shielding your target, and then also the taunt immediate MCC. Yeah, Viper having exhaust really, really hurts too. He exhausts him here, but yeah, oh, hang on. Fight onto On. Okay. Okay, taunt. I don't think that's worth it, is it? There's a Galio ult. Now you can jump in with the Galio ult. I guess it's a good magical journey, but it doesn't save. I think there's miscommunication between Hans and Labrov. Can't he just take the journey out and then Valkyrie? Yeah, he should just click the journey. That's bad from Hans. That's bad from Hans. Right here. The portal's there. This is good from Labrov. He's given an escape angle. Hans instead W's. He didn't have a good Yunara game either, you know. That's not great. That's not great, actually. I mean, it's a really good angle from Shun as well on the other side. Vipers is stacking up lethal tempo. He's just hitting just... Oh, I mean, Vipers are hitting everyone, man. Good from Viper. Very good accuracy from Viper. Great follow-up. But, like, why are they taking this fight? Guys, your LeBlanc is pushing top lane. Your LeBlanc is pushing top lane. You don't need to be taking this fight. Your LeBlanc is pushing top lane. Like, why are you here? I get that Dragon's up in like 20 seconds, but you're clearly not contesting because your LeBlanc is top lane. Why are you doing this? And then also to another point too, why isn't LeBlanc here if you are doing that, right? Good passive management. Yeah, he gets an empowered Q off in the trade. If you get an empowered Q off on someone below half HP, you've done well on Pantheon. Although on the whole, I do prefer empowered W. Oh yeah, and the fight keeps going actually, lol. Do they get another kill out of this? LeBlanc can't get to the play. BB is here. This actually might... No, they know that LeBlanc's top side. Get the passive off him. Ah, this is too far now. No, this is too far. This is too far. You're below half HP. There is a Zahen. And Viper had already gone back towards midwave. Viper is literally killing midwave. Why are you fighting here? Viper is killing midwave. Like, why are you fighting when Viper's midwave? Like, come on. They put this... This is actually not a... Maybe you could have tunneled over that. No, Bin's in here now. Wait, now Bin... Now G2 are overstaying. Oh, come on, guys. And the needles are nasty. I mean, someone's blowing flash. I mean, do they die? No, but they blow flashes. I mean, while all this is happening, LeBlanc is pushing top. But, like, BLG shouldn't have overstayed after Viper went back to midwave. G2 shouldn't have overstayed after they killed the Shen. Like, you did your job. You don't have to lose the extra kill. Or, like, the extra flash. And the big winner of this is, like, well, Caps is getting ahead on one side, but, like, Bin is really, really happy on the other still. Shun's having an excellent game. Very, very good snap potential. And again, the jungler, which is doing better, has the snap play potential because both of these teams and most teams at the event really like having junglers have the go button. Particularly because of, you know, the nature of these very mobile carries. Having this targeted lockdown is very important. You know, like every single lane has a dash in this game, you know? And Mundo just really struggles with that.
It feels so easy for him to just follow everything up with those cues that just continue to hit.
Like they're being truly a sniper in this game, finding those missed shots constantly. A 3,500 goal lead for BLG. A Drake apiece, 2 items on Viper now, the Manamune and the Trinity Force. 2 items as well for Shun. And
okay.
second as well. Went to the Oblivion Orb, trying to do some coming out from BDM from Skewmon. And at the moment, BLG running the Rift. Control of everything they want. Next Drake's still 4 minutes away, but there is a Baron. If they want to try and force a fight and then take the Baron at numbers.
Why did I never do VOD reviews game by game before? Just separating it like that. I always put up the whole series VOD review. I should have just done it as game by game. Separated it like that. Viper has crazy early Muramana spike, by the way. Wait, when did he have? Did he have that for the last fight as well? Let me just check. No, he didn't have it for the last fight, but he could have, if he completed the item, he would have actually completed pre-20 minutes, which is very, very fast. Oh, yeah, Dady's not happy. The overstay is probably not great there. 2 items on Shun, 2 items on Skewmon, but I think that the 2 items on Shun are way more useful because they just one-shot the carry. Caps is now grouping. Crypt Bloom second. That's cooldown and pen, I suppose. Oh, Viper's gonna go towards Shojin for the extra bit of HP, and if you go Shojin into like Hex Drinker, then he's very, very hard to kill for the LeBlanc, who's the only person who should really be able to kill him.
In the next fight because it's spellbooked over to. There's so many tools that make it really, really difficult for him to play the way you would want to play, and that is going to be the challenge for Caps.
And like credit to Knight, like he is behind a lot of gold, but he's just a more useful champion. He's in the right place at the right time. Whereas I don't think that Caps has used his lead very well. You know, he's had like one chance to really throw his muscle around and it didn't really work. You've got loads of globals here. Now I remember at the time thinking that, oh, does BB flash for the Q knockup? They get this. Well, if he doesn't get hit, if he just presses W earlier, it's a big thing, right? Shen ult comes in. I think they could probably kill Broken Blade. If okay, there are a couple of things which Bin could have done differently here. 1, press W earlier. 2, Shen presses ult earlier. Where's Pantheon ult coming in? Pantheon ult comes in now. I don't think Pantheon needs to ult there. I think Pantheon's better ulting here, no? Like here? Or maybe here? I guess he doesn't have flash, but he has empowered E to follow up the play anyway. But I think that's not the best location. I guess he wants to ult right on top of Gwen. But I think, look, Bin is 100% safe here. You're not cutting through the Shen. He has flash, he has W. You're not killing. You just can't deal with all these globals, man.
Absolutely a win for G2 there. They got a couple globals out there looking for Viper.
And LeBlanc just does very little here. And there was still an exhaust on Viper if it came to it. Level up on Shun, by the way. Dragon in 2 minutes. Hard to call for Pantheon when he presses R. I don't think you put it at that part of the lane. If they start running towards your side of the map, you kill them eventually. You have the move speed advantage on the whole. Or at least you have more people that can collapse. Oh, Labrov just dies. Well, I think that Labrov's had, like, he's been a bit hit and miss, right? Obviously, like his early play was whatever. You know, he tried to roam to protect the dive, had a whatever ult on top side. The ult in bot river wasn't great onto on just before this. Wait, why does he think he's safe here? Well, I guess they've just used a lot of their globals. And then, I mean, you could just, wait, does he have E? He could literally E over the wall and be safe here. You should E over the wall and click it right now. You can E over the wall and click it. You should never, that's not good from Labrov. You have to be so scared okay, there's even a teleport. They think they've used all the globals and they forget they also have like global summoner spells too. So very good reactions from Knight. BB now has to walk towards his own side of the lane. Pantheon is like slaughtering LeBlanc, by the way. So LeBlanc can't even deal with the Pantheon who's super fed. Shane lands onto him, doesn't matter. Like, Pantheon just outtrades the LeBlanc. That's disgusting. Man, the more I look at this finals, I mean, obviously Caps' map play was pretty good. I actually think some of Caps' mechanical play in the fights, in the games we've watched so far, was really quite skew-if, actually. Shojin's not too far off from Viper. Caps is, I suppose, going towards a Death Cap or a Shadow Flame. BB is just not useful. Because he's not going to survive through to his passive. From my point of view, I think if LeBlanc isn't ganking top on cooldown, what's the point? Yeah, I mean, especially if you can kind of like buy the Galley ult, back off, and then do it again. For sure. I don't think that Cap spread his pressure very well. Especially since that, I think, should be... like, that's because of the early solo kill and the early laning trades, that should have been a win condition. Now, credit on him for getting those trades. Labrov's at least self-cleanses himself. But he has to... but does he even flash? He doesn't even flash. Wow, okay, fair play. That buys Bin Broken Blade some time to hit bot turret, but doesn't finish it. Shun just ulted bot wave to save the tower, actually. Oh, he just ulted bot lane to clear the wave and save the tower. Does it... and he can actually... you know what? He can actually threaten BB there. Yeah, so he uses the ultimate, but because they have so many global... wait, where did On go with the ult, by the way? On used his ult. Where does he... where does he ult? Oh, he wanted to go with Shun. Oh, they mistimed it. Oh no, they mistimed it. Oh no, they mistimed it. They tried to use the Shen Pantheon to go bot lane. Watch this, watch this, watch this, watch this, watch this. They mistimed it. So he presses ult, but Shun's not in position. So he... it's so funny. He's like, wait for me. I mean, this should be a kill onto BB again. they mistimed their ultimates. How far off is it? Oh, it's like half a second, man. It's like half a second. Oh, that's funny. It's like pretty sure it's said in the casting. When I watch games like this, I often can't pay attention to the casters because I'm paying attention to the gameplay too much. Yeah, they mention it now. Yeah, that's so funny. That's so funny. Yeah, sadly, when I'm watching things analytically, I can't really watch it for the casters, which I enjoy doing, but I can't really watch it for the casters because, I'm watching it for my own opinions, and occasionally I pick things up from it, but it's not my focus, My focus is on the gameplay that's on screen and done on the minimap and stuff. That's funny as heck. That would have been another kill onto BB, and that would have been, of course, really, really awful for him. Caps gets a half trade onto Gwen. Oh, Labrov's just dead again, man. Rangsen, thanks for the follow. I appreciate you. So hang on. What? So how long has Labrov been in the bot side jungle? He's put down 2 wards. Wait, how does On get around vision here? So LeBlanc heads over the wall, doesn't spot On. I mean, he's just ahead of the game here. And he gets a pink ward down. They know that Caps isn't heading towards him. Good wraparound. Easy kill, no? Oh, man. Does he live? Ooh, maybe not. Nope. Rip. G2's draft 2 and 3 are unplayable. Game 4, they lost confidence. This draft is... okay, stylistically... I mean, Skewmon doesn't have the go button. That's typically how G2 win games, where he can just, like, permanently make plays, permanently pop flashes. I don't think it's good to put him on Mundo. We saw this against... we saw this in the group stage as well. Caps actually could have done a lot more with this game. It's a hard draft. BLG outdrafted. They absolutely did. Triple global. Lots of ways for Shin to get ahead. Very hard for G2 to disengage. And BB clearly not good enough at this top lane matchup to make the most of it. But they should have still played it better. But it was unlikely for them to win. It's a very hard draft to play. I think the level 1 from BLG made this game very, very hard for G2, but Mundo can't fight level 1. Can't fight level 1. Does BB... No, I mean, he might be able to flash out, I guess. Maybe. Trying to stack up passive. The problem here is that then he puts his passive on cooldown. Bin... I guess if they can give it to Bin, it's fine. Knight gets it. That's an overinvestment, isn't it? I don't think they needed that. Maybe they thought that a lot of people would roam down, but why would they? They have them pinned in mid lane. Like, Bard and Corki aren't there. Mundo's not going to make a difference. That's true. Mundo also got back into the game from the early game too. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Because the kill onto On, and then the cat topside camp steal because Shun died and couldn't protect anything. Well, not that he would have been able to protect them anyway, but it put Shun further behind than he should have been. I don't think they needed that teleport, but the thing is, BLG have such a plethora of globals. They can just throw whatever they want. They still have Shen and Galliwall. Hey, Xerath, good to see you. Hey, don't worry. We were flaming Xerath's. We were flaming Labrov's Nami for game 1. Don't you worry. And here again by getting caught out a million times on Bard. He has at least had a couple of magical journeys which have been good this game, but first game was bad. First game was bad, Xerath. Don't you worry. Caps jumps over. He just doesn't do damage, man. Oh, does he just die here? He does. Hey, thanks for this gift sub. Appreciate you. We don't have a fraud wall anymore, but in honor, you know. Okay, so let's slow this down again. Anything else that could... Labrov is just not aware of the damage coming out of Fog of War. The Shen Pantheon just insta-clicks him and dies. Why does he think he can do that? Corki's not on the same screen. Caps has used all of his rotation. Why do you think you can do that? That's a bad mistake. But like, there's no reason... Like, okay. There's no reason to think you can do this, no? Like, right here, Caps has used everything. He has used everything. He's not in the play. Your Corki's over here. He's actually off screen. And BB's dead. So, you're in a, technically, 2v4 where one of your champions, as a jungle support. So your two least valuable members in terms of damage are the ones fighting, because Caps has 0, look right here, he's got 5 seconds until he can really come back in, especially since his Mimic isn't on Distort, so he has no mobility. He has no mobility. This is not good. Why would you ever walk up here? Like, Pantheon has W, and there's a Shen. You know, the follow-up is crazy. Even then, if you just walk up too far, doesn't Bin and Viper just kill you? Why would you ever walk there? Ah, that's bad. Half his HP, doesn't have flash, instant death. Knight gets the Q in. They still have Galliwall if things go really badly. BB's getting his passive up, it doesn't matter. We don't know this ADC. Hey, Kitty, good to see you. I'm so sorry, Kitty. Yeah, your man didn't have the best finals so far. We have discovered this. Wait, hang on, wait. Do you want us to bring up the greatest hits, or is that too much? Don't worry though. Honestly, this game is more on. Okay, this game's on a lot of things. BB doesn't know how to play. BB made some big mistakes where he didn't track Shun leaving mid lane. Caps got a lead in mid lane, didn't execute on it very well, didn't put it anywhere else. Skemon's not on a champion that can take control of the game and continually make plays. Labrov walks up and just dies a lot. Very disrespectful of the Pantheon Shen. Hey Sam, good to see you. And Hans, oh come on, I gotta show the one. Where are we at? We're at 29-25. Where was the play where everything went wrong? Well, okay, there's a lot of plays where a lot of things went wrong. Where was it? Where was the play we were looking at? Is it here? Where was it? Oh yeah, it's around here. Yeah, watch this. Watch this. Okay, so Labrov gets caught out. They do get the ult onto Viper. Cool, awesome. So they look for this play. Hans uses his W here. Where's he? Where's he? It's just after this. Oh yes, in the on the recontest around the around here. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so Hans W is over here. Okay, Corki W down. Long cooldown. Can't do much about that. Labrov, in the middle of fucking nowhere. He wants to leave this way. Skumond is not a fast champion. He also ends up walking up this way and he doesn't have ult. Okay, so what do you do here as a W-less Corki? You walk up again to a Pantheon that has ult and empowered E to run at you. What? And Pantheon has a really high base move speed. My dude! As soon as he walks up here, he literally takes like an extra 3 steps up this way. He's just completely dead. It's a very good TP from Bin. But like Labrov is up this way, Skumond's up this way. There is no way in hell you walk up here. Just go back to mid lane. Even if he goes back mid lane, there's actually a chance that the Pantheon ults him. But like, what? Don't give it to him for free. So then, you know, Hans loses all his HP. And then, you know, stuff happens and they get corralled under top tower. But like, yeah. And then actually, Caps ends up misplaying his, you should never use your double over the wall there. You shouldn't have popped back over the wall because then actually the CC was used. Yeah. It was a mess. Is it just Hans' fault? No, absolutely not, but, you know, we need to go to 29 minutes odd, right? Is it 29 minutes, was it? Yeah, we got enough time. Cool. Perfect. Cool. Ugh. But yes, we saw Labrov commit crimes on Nami in game 1 as well. That was, he used a lot of ults for move speed we've been very generously putting. Okay, so we just got back to this play now. Let's get locked back into it. Some really important things in terms of item breakpoints here. So with this build, you have an extra 700 HP, I want to say. It's an extra 700, HP from Triforce and Shojin. If you hit 2 Qs after your E's down, it comes back up, and then you have the spell shield as well. Realistically, Viper only dies when he makes mistakes now. Watering Summoner's Rift? What was that? Oh, right, yeah, Watering Summoner's... Wait, with the Nami else? Yeah, that's the one. Get them on the watering can. Caps is going Death Cap. There's a problem with him now going Crypt Bloom, is that now he can't cut through the Hex Drinker shield nearly as easily. Yeah, I'm staying hydrated. I haven't even had any coffee for this game. You should be proud of me. I'm caffeine minimizing for once, not maximizing. I've only had 2 coffees today. Yeah. So yeah, the only time we're... oh, Labrov, buddy. I mean, this has basically been a highlight reel of Labrov getting caught out a million times. And basically, if your support continually gets caught across the rift, you can't really play professional League of Legends. Good shirt, good flash. He dead. He's dying. Good Ezreal. How many Red Bull? None so far. There is a half-open one beside me, but that was from yesterday, which I should probably have drained out because it's flat now. Okay. So, BLG have been able to just continually jump on Labrov. I mean, you can see how much of this game and how much of this tournament was snap engage onto support, snap engage onto sideline, snap engage from someone. And that's why I don't like Mundo. I don't think Mundo can... Like, he can survive the snap engage, but he doesn't provide any value in this kind of vision battle in the same way, right? Where he's quite slow to move around different parts of the battlefield. And he can't provide that same kind of threat onto jungle support, especially in very fast games against very fast teams like G2, BLG, and teams that really want their jungler to be the go button, you know? I don't like Mundo stylistically, even though, like, Skumond's not playing it badly, I don't think. I mean, there was the bot lane fight where I think he misuses W. I don't think he's playing it badly, but I just don't think it provides the value that he needs. Look at the game 1 and look how well he played on the Jarvan, just continually forcing flashes. It's what we call cooldown economy. It's an LPL specialty. We just fight for summoner spells. And you fight for like these snappy plays. I'm not sure Caps wins this. Oh, my dude. If you're not even, like, getting value individually in a side... I mean, I guess it's against the Shen ult, but, like, just how little can you do? He even uses both his mimics, both his distorts there. Could he have done... no, he sets up his distort there. He should have landed a chain there, no? But then Gwen just runs at you. Pantheon doesn't even have ult, doesn't even need it. Shen means you never kill the Gwen straight up. No mobility. Dead. He might flip back, but he's just dead. Someone hides back there. Yeah. I don't know. I've not been a big fan of Caps outside of lane. His laning phase was good outside of that. Nah.
so impactful for BLG here in this game.
If you can't affect the map as Mundo, is there a reason to pick him when you can get tankiness from other places? You're typically able to face check very well, and you're pretty good in individual jungle matchups. You're meant to actually beat out the Pantheon in individual jungle matchups. It's just that the games are so fast at this tournament that Mundo doesn't really get to play for that kind of hyper-scaling late-game team fighting, able to face check, be a tank and a damage source kind of fantasy that we saw at Worlds. The games just happen too quickly. And I think part of the reason that for jungle specifically has been how role quests have meant that lanes have to stay in lane more, and they want to play for lane dominance. They don't really want to play for like playing tricksy macro, getting ahead through lane swaps, or something like that, which means that actually a lot of your skirmish potential comes from jungle starting the play, because the lanes are more focused on the whole with getting their own leads, and that does come at the cost of stuff like engage a lot of the time, which is why we're seeing more enchanters bot lane, although of course in this game we both have engage ability through here. And because you have to spend more time in lane, particularly in early game, it means that your champions in jungle are the ones which can kind of like flit around the fog of war more. Of course, when you get to mid and late game, champions can kind of dip off a bit more, but that's a very good jump force from Knight, actually. And Mundo got nerfed very significantly after Worlds 2 as well, so he doesn't even clear as fast. Okay, I mean, exhaust comes down from Viper. Viper does not exhaust Caps as he jumps at him. Very good Galliol. We'll slow this down, watch this again. Okay. So what's happening here? Once again, we are fighting for vision. Once again, Skewmon doesn't actually have any threat onto them. Knight does not give a damn. So Knight jumps forwards, pops the Mundo passive with the E, gets it with the W as well, gets a bit of damage in. Skewmon doesn't have passive, and they just run past him. Like, they can literally just run past Mundo. Like, they've literally just fucking ignored him. Like, they've just ignored him. What? Viper puts an exhaust onto the wrong target, I think, actually. Wait, does he want it just onto hands for the move speed? That's actually fair. Good triple ult. Galio ult comes in as well. Skewmon, literally Skewmon can't do anything. He's literally ignored for the entire fight. Bin comes into the backline. The fight happens too quick. The fights are too mobile. Hey, Angie, how's it going? Bin gets to go. If Bin was actually if Broken Blade was actually more fed, maybe this revive into ult would have been better. The Aureate Rush or whatever it is ends up being pretty good to get his passive, but he just doesn't do damage, you know. Hans actually lives, credit to him, but it doesn't matter because, you know, and look, Skewmon, he just doesn't do enough. Yeah, doesn't do enough. But like, they just walk past the front line. The Mundo literally gets walked past. They literally just ignore him. That's insane. They just ignore him. You know, if you have a very mobile team, Mundo just can't catch up. They use the magical journey against them. Like, On goes through it and uses it. And then you've taken down the LeBlanc. The Hans is basically out of the fight because he's got 0 HP. Bin is then the biggest remaining damage member. Dragon's up now. Ignoring Mundo isn't usually that easy either. Yeah, it's because he's the sole frontline, and it's a very mobile team from BLG. And I think the meta has largely been very mobile here at the first stand. Oh, Labrov's dead again, pretty much. Does he live this time? Viper he just God V'd. He just ulted backwards. He just ulted backwards, man. Oopsies. Oh, he does actually click behind him there as well. That's kind of funny. That is okay. So he E's for. Why are you Eing forward? Why are you Eing forwards? He needs one more Q. He needs one more Q. He does hit it. He can E again now. No, he can't. Oh, he does have one more E. Get out, Viper. Get out. Get out. Get out. I will get hydrated. Caps. Oh, the Galio ult's there in time. Galio ult's there in time, so you can't finish off the kill. And they can't cancel the Galio ult either. Oh, this is such a mess. Pantheon's not even at the play. Shun, ult back to mid lane. It's not worth killing the guy. Just ult mid lane. He doesn't kill him there. I guess he wants to get the kill, but you need to ult mid lane, like now. Hans is actually DPSing someone in front of him for the first time in forever. He's got a good chance to actually do some damage here, and there's no exhaust to stop him this time. Hans is getting pretty decent at, like, positioning down. Actually continue auto attack uptime. Knight gets out of one side of the fight to the other. Caps can't get shit done. Does Pantheon just ult in now or what? I thought that Pantheon would just ult in. In fact, he does. Okay, lol. Well, yeah, that was gonna happen at some point. No, no. So if you see Sasenka, if you see where he ults, he actually starts ulting that direction before he gets pulled. Watch this, watch this. So what Sasenka was saying was initially what I thought as well is that maybe he clicked like, if he clicked like here, and then he got pulled over it, you can kind of like flip skill shots. Now I do something called a charm flip on Ari to sometimes just confuse the hell out of people, where like you put, if you like, so in this case, what I would do on the retreat is like I would charm this way, and then if I flashed over it, it means that my charm would come out the opposite direction, and it really confuses people because the animation like flips. But right here, his ult is already firing this way. You can actually see before the skill shot hits, it goes that way. So he just flies it the wrong way. Caps can't do shit. Like, this LeBlanc pick is just not good in teamfights this game. There's nothing you can do versus Shen and Galio. Just, you never get to assassinate anyone. Pantheon all gets to come through. Someone's dying. Turns out he doesn't even need to head towards the Corki. The comp is very, very good from BLG. G2 never got to control all the global pieces. Everyone's too mobile. Mundo gets ignored. Mundo is utterly useless in this comp. And LeBlanc is just only good in laning phase and does nothing outside of that.
This has been an action-packed game. They're constantly chasing G2 around the mid-rift, and now they have that much more power. I mean, you think about a champion like Gwen, one of the best users of Cloud Soul in the game. I mean, what an incredible performance for BLG. The way that
Oh, even Scumon's not safe here now, no? Wait, hang on. They don't have any ults. No, 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 no. You have 0 ults, BLG. You have 0 ults. And they have like, they at least have something here, you know? You're actually, you can't be fighting without ults. This is actually a little dangerous here. And it is a level 16 Mundo. This is actually somewhat scary. Just get the Mundo passive. Bard's here first. Gwen's not got TP, so your big DPS isn't there. You don't have either of your DPS pieces in the Ezreal or the... You don't have either... Guys. You don't have either of your DPS pieces. They don't have teleports. You don't have ultimates. BLG, what are you doing? You're just gonna die for free, man. Okay, they lose GA. Okay, alright, fine. They lose GA for free. Knight walks forwards. It's a pretty good taunt. Bin doesn't... He does have ult, but doesn't want to pull it. Oh, yeah, Viper then... Viper ults here. And he just ease, and they still don't have ults, and they just lost the GA on Shun, and then everyone was in the enemy no, Bin just hopped over the wall to clear a ward. Bin just hopped over the wall to clear a ward. Why did you E, Viper? It's a very good ult from Labrov. That ult from Labrov actually saves the game. They still don't have ultimates. They can't pull anything down. This is actually a winning angle from G2. Classic bad late game. This is... BLG, I love you to bits, but... just don't come home tonight. That BLG, just... You're on the couch. Like, you know. Oh my god. Just, oh my god. Okay, okay. Just, like, why did Viper do that, man? Okay, we'll watch this again. Because, like I was saying, their DPS pieces aren't in position. Skimon pops up. They get the Mundo ult, but like... okay, we'll slow this all the way down. Knight gets a decent taunt. Bin does have ults. Bin's not in an awful spot here. Needlework should be able to carry this. Then Viper... Does he just E for a W damage? He ults? He doesn't even get W. Oh, he does get a good damage onto Labrov there, but he doesn't kill. And then he then also steps up again. Oh dear. Oh dear, Viper. It's a very good ult by Labrov. It's a very good ult by Labrov. That actually saves this fight. No, not Angie Ghost. Don't you be making allegations like that. Nah, it's mean. Mistime the bottle? No, it's a good bottle. Wait, when was it coming off a cooldown? No, it's off cooldown here this entire time. No, they've had bottle up for like... So it's up 3, 2, 1. Now, so when does he cast it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... No. There's no way you mistime it like that, surely. Like I can get it to like a 1 or 2 second thing. But I just don't E in front of the bard when he's got ults. And you have no ults yourself. You don't have Shed ult for once. You don't have Galio ult. Why would you E in front of him? Oh, God, Viper. Oh, poo. That's really not good. That is just so suspect, man. And even then they end up... Hang on. The fight actually gets a little bit weird after this point. They do still have needlework. Needlework is actually somewhat scary here. Caps doesn't get any damage onto him at first. Good flash forward from Skimond. Everyone's inside the W. But then, yeah, wait, where does all the damage onto him come from? Where does it come from? I mean, it is actually mostly the Zahen. Zahen just bonks him, man. I mean, credit to BB, he just runs with it as well. Isn't it just the Ezreal ecos? Exactly. Yes, it is. It is your wild turtleisms. Hey, Archimedes, good to see you. How's the Archimedes screw coming along? You know? How's Syracuse this time of years? Oh, I can't. Just Viper. Like, it's just the Ezreal classic. You're absolutely right. Like, sometimes you're just there and you think, I can one-shot someone. You don't one-shot them and then... Oh, I do need to still get hydrated, by the way. 1 second. This game is pretty close to ending anyway. BB dies in side lane. Wait, how does this happen? How does that happen? Well, Caps and Hands are still dead. And it turns out that their ult's still there. Shun is so fed that he can kind of just one-shot. This does get close, though. This legit gets pretty close. Shun mistimes the GA. Oh, he mistimes the GA. Oh, he misuses his empowered Q. That's actually gives him a kill angle. That's scary as heck, actually. That's really scary. If Shun doesn't mistime that Q, it's a lot. It's not close. I didn't realize that in live, actually. He mistimed the empowered Q, which is a lot of your damage, right? And he has, like, almost full build Pantheon. Oh my god, 8-1-8. Crazy series from Shun.
You can kill off Viper, so you gotta be careful. BLG still with a big edge here, but the G2 showing they still got some claws in this game. Yeah, the biggest concern for BLG is that this turns into an flip. With the control they have over
True shot, Barrage stays the rest is, yeah, a little bit, yeah. But, like, if that Q doesn't miss, it's not close, but, yeah. This game's pretty much over now. And Skimmel's not tanky enough to survive a Gwen. Caps has just done nothing this game, man. Like, he gets a solo kill and that's it. Like, there were a couple of... The big fight where in top lane, and also not being able to stop anyone going to the other lanes, really, was a big mistake. Well, it was a big miss from him. The top lane fight, the top river fight, where like he jumps over the wall, hops back, and then can't do anything. That was a mess. I think the game is just over now. You don't have a front line to stop anyone from just flashing forwards. There's a Pantheon ult that can fly on the turret. Like that. They still have Shen. No, they don't have Shen ult, actually. Ah, BB's dead. There's your reset potential gone. Cap's not going first strike. This game was one of the biggest... No, Ghost. That's not one of the biggest mistakes. You have more damage in lane from Electrocute. That's just completely wrong, Ghost. He used the Electrocute to get solo kills on Knight, get ahead of the game, and actually get himself in a winning position in lane. That's not true at all. The biggest problem was his execution. The first strike makes functionally zero. In fact, if he goes first strike, he's less likely to win lane as hard as he needs to keep the Galio in check and then spread his power elsewhere. Appreciate the follow, by the way, Meta Beam. I actually don't think the first strike matters at all. I think it would be detrimental to go first strike in this game. Yeah, Hans actually did win the AD carry duel, but yeah. The Mundo just can't do shit in this comp. The Mundo just every single fight, it was just the Mundo just getting outspaced and just people ignoring him. And then Gwen got so hyper-fed that it didn't matter, really. You know, you have the Gwen and you have the Ezreal who just do mega damage with just incredible amounts of shields. I actually think Knight did very well in mid and late game. Like, he died in lane and that was kind of shit. I think that he played poorly in lane. Caps traded very well, pretty much hopped over every Q in lane. Viper made a significant amount of mistakes and they still won this game, which is saying something, actually. Okay, folks, what I'm going to do is, if you're on YouTube, which I will upload at some point, I'm going to upload separate videos for each game in this series, and for those of you here as well, I'm going to put on an ad break, and then we'll get ready for the next game of the series, Game 3.